Now, if you look at this example here, same thing. We just have a time1 class created here. Notice these are private data member. That means they are not accessible outside of the time1. But what if you do want to access to them? You get an error. So look at this one here. Time is created here, and then we say time.hour, time.minute.second. We get an error here. But look at the mouse here. Put the mouse over here saying inaccessible. You cannot pass this. Compiler give you an error here. And notice I get an error message here. That's how we protect the data member using keyword private. If you do want to protect some information, you put into private keyword here to protect the information. Then you have to access to those members through either method or property. Let's look at the next example. This time the class simple time is put into the same file as this test.cs. So this class has 3 data members and has a method simple time, build a string, and 2 universal string. Now this, if you look at the main, nothing special here. Just create a data object of time and show it. But if you look at a method here, simple time, these are the 3 private data member, hour, minute, second. And simple time here had hour, minute, second. These are the same as these, but actually these are the arguments inside time. They have the same name as private data member, but they're not the same. These are called a local variable. They will die right after the curly brace. But so it's okay to have the same name because they are in different range. They are local inside of this method only. So there's no conflicts between this one and this one. That's why they may have the same name. But the thing is, it's a little confusing if you write code saying hour. See, like this one here, hour and hour. Which one are talking about? That's why this time we introduce you a keyword, this. This keyword is used to refer to objects data member. This means simple times, simple time hour, simple time minute, simple time second. So that's differentiate this variable and this variable. So when we say hour, we're talking about hour, minute, second local variable here. Now I do want to assign a value, this value to the private data member. So if I cannot say hour equal to, I cannot say, I wouldn't write code saying hour get hour. This is the confusing which one you are talking about. So in order to differentiate those 2 different things, we use a keyword this dot hour. Means this hour belongs to simple time. That's the one we're talking about. And this hour is the local variable from here. That's how we differentiate the variable name conflict. And another example here, build a string. Build a string we call 2 universal string, and that's the method that we're calling here. Notice here this is called this dot universe 2 universal string, and this 2. So this one and this one are the same, and you can use a keyword saying this dot 2 universal. It's not necessary. It's not, that's why you put a mouse over saying it can be simplified. It means this works. This works, but it's not necessary because we're inside of the class. Now we don't need to say this dot. There's no name conflicts, but it's okay if you put this dot to universal string method name here. And same thing here, saying this dot hour, this dot minute, this dot second, and this is the redundant. You don't have to put this here because this variable will die at right here. So when we just call hour directly, there's nothing wrong. But when you put say this dot hour, just clarify that I'm talking about those private data member as the keyword this. And when we do in next chapter we'll talk about inheritance, and next time we probably use this again to tell we're talking the parent class or we're talking about the descendant class. And last time we use this because the two classes may have the same variable name. And then we need to differentiate which one's which one. Then last time we use this keyword again. But in this example, this keyword is used here is really helpful to tell that we're talking about the private data member. Now let's look at the next example. There are two files here, time2 and time2 test. Time2, and these are private data members, and we have method time2. See, this is the time2 class, and this method has the same name as time2, so this is the constructor. Time2 has these arguments to set a time. This is the set time to pass each variable. Since these are different, so they don't need to use keyword this. It's just the HMS to set a time. Notice here, this is the uppercase. And since normally you will never see uppercase, you should realize that this is the construct. This is the property. So hours right here, get and set, and a minute is right here, get and set. And they set up a range to see if there's a 0.24. Otherwise, throw auto range exception. And same thing as this one here. And the second, same thing, set up the range and throw the exception if it's not in the range. So these are the three properties for the three private data members. And in time2 constructor, we call set time. So we have set time here, and set time calls the properties for each data member. Notice here there's another set time2. So time2 and time2, we call this as a constructor as well. So that means there are two constructors in class time2. This constructor takes argument. The type of this argument is time2. This is three integers. Three arguments. They are all integer type. The second version of time2 takes only one argument, but the data type of this argument is time2. So we have two versions of constructor. Means you can, when you create a class, you can create multiple constructors, and they all have the same name, time2. The signature, we call this the argument as signature. Signature will tell that which version of the constructor that you are calling. We also call this, it's like a method overloading, means the same name of the method but a different signature to tell which one that it will be called. So like this one here, two constructor with different signature. Because sometimes you do need it. It depends on the situation, depends on the value you get in the program. You probably call different constructor, like this one here. That's pretty much in this constructor, in this class. Then these are the same to universal to a string. So after we have this one here, let's look at a main class. So right here we have a time t1 to t6. Notice t1 we call time2, and look at the time2 here again. We have two constructors. The first constructor has three arguments. The second constructor has one argument. But look at it here. We're calling time2 with not any argument here. Then every class has a default constructor. If you don't create one, then it will be added for you automatically. So this is the default constructor. Means this constructor is added to every class by default with no arguments in it. And then the data member will be the data member value is default. For example, any integer has default value 0. So when this one is called, then time, minute, second all have 0, 0, 0 for each variable. Then this one called 2, 2, and 21, 34, and 12, 25, 42, and T4. Look at this. Notice here, time 2 has only one argument. Is this hour or minute or second? If you look at time 2 here again, notice here, this is the time 2 with 3 arguments. And by default, hour is set at 0, minute to 0, second is set at 0. When this one is called, 2 will come to the first argument by default. So means 2 will come into here. And this, because these arguments has initial value in the signature. So if only one is provided, then the first argument is used. So 2 comes here. If 2 arguments are provided like this one here, then this one goes to hour, this one goes to second. This one goes to hour, this one goes to minute. If 3 are provided, then hour, minute, and second. So you can see there, 1 is provided that goes to hour, the first argument. And this is the first argument, the second argument. The first one, the second one, third one. And this time we'll have T4. T4 is right here. So use T4 to instantiate T5 object. Then this one is called. This one is called. And right here, look at this here, saying this time.hour, time.second, time.minute, time.second. And you can see the syntax here is very interesting. This is the constructor name. And after that, there's a colon. I can put a colon right here so that you can see it. It's like this. Yeah, it's like this. Colon. This. Time.hour. Time.minute. Time.second. And this keyword refers to this one here, the current one. The current one is time 2, and these are the members that are referred to. So right here, time.hour, the time here is the parameter or the argument. Use time.hour, time.minute, time.second to instantiate the current one. The current one is right here. So our property is called right here. And minute property is called here. So that's like a class in class. So time 2, hour, minute property, second property, these properties are called to, means we're calling this block, get block. So get hour, get a minute, get a second are used. And they're used to instantiate these members. Keyword this and open parenthesis, close parenthesis, right here after colon means pass anything, any information from time to the current one. And in this example here, T4 is passed to the current one, T5. So everything in T4, the value of hour, minute, second value is passed to the data member of T5, hour, minute, second. So this is something you need to know. And then create a time T6. T6 is not initialized. It's just T6. It's not initialized at this moment. So let's then say right line, say T1, and then say T1 universal T1 to string. We got this one here, T1 universal T1 to string, and then call T2. T2 get this value here because this is T2 2 hour, and call T3. T3 get these with hour and minute, and T4 get hour, minute, second. Now let's look at a T5. T5's here, so everything from T4 is passed to T5. T5's right here. And the last one here, T6. Because when T6 is created here, it's not initialized. It doesn't have any value. It doesn't have any value. Our minute second are our data member of our minute second for T6 does not exist because it's not initialized. You have to use new keyword to initialize any data, any class. But this time there's no new and the constructor used for T6. So T6 doesn't have any information. There's no hour, minute, second information for T6 at this moment. Then right here, T6 is initialized by calling T2, 27, 74, 99. Notice here 74, 99 are out of range. And if they're out of range, then the exception is thrown. So 2 exception will be thrown. And if the exception is thrown, then we need to catch it. So right here saying catch the exception, show those message right here. If you don't catch the exception, then something will happen. You're gonna get an error message and the user wouldn't understand what's going on here. For example, I'm gonna call T6 right here without putting to the try catch block. Let's see what happened here. So when I run the program, I got a error message here, and I also get something like this saying, see, look at that, unhandled exception, blah 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 here. I got all this message here, tell which line it is. So it's not good. Then we need to show something like this. That's why we put into the try catch block. So that one need to become out. That's what we show. If we put into try catch block, we get a user friendly message like this.